From flaunting his jacked body on Instagram to facing allegations of using PEDs to get his new dream body, Conor McGregor is revealing his insane body transformation ahead of The Ultimate Fighter. The Notorious has been posting some beefed up photos lately, and although he hasn't been active on the UFC roster for a while now, it hasn't stopped him from staying in the limelight on social media. Even though Conor's been out of commission for 2 years now, he's leveled up his body in more ways than one, and constantly showing off his chiseled bod on all the socials. One of the photos that he posted shows how his body's matured throughout the years, and it's caught the attention of millions of fans. Most people were left speechless after seeing how big he is. And the craziest part is that he's achieved all this in less than a year. You'd think that Conor's past his prime, but it looks like he's got plenty of juice left in the tank. Since his nasty leg-snapping injury in his fight against Dustin Poirier, McGregor's almost doubled in size. The Notorious was put out of commission thanks to Dustin's brutal leg kicks. And it all started when Conor became way too overconfident, challenging Dustin to a trilogy fight. I guess the Irishman didn't learn his lesson from their second fight, which he also ended up losing. In their third fight, Conor stepped up to Dustin in the octagon and was extremely confident that he was about to deliver a grade A ass whooping. But that couldn't be further from the truth. Dustin dominated the fight and mauled Conor, much like Khabib did in his previous bout. By the end of their trilogy match, one of Conor's legs was swelling so badly it looked like an oversized balloon. Considering that before the fight Conor was telling the world that he was gonna end Dustin's life, it looked good on him, and it was definitely funny to watch. Since then, Conor's never stepped back into the octagon, and shortly after the fight, he released a statement claiming that doctors told him his leg would probably never fully recover. He also revealed that a metal rod was inserted into his leg to help with the healing process. With that kind of damage, it's no wonder McGregor's been ducking the MMA scene for so long. But things might be looking up, because rumors are swirling about his return to the cage. Dana White recently announced that Conor will face Michael Chandler in his first fight back. But before we get lost in that rabbit hole, let's check out his return to the Ultimate Fighter series. Conor's eager to appear in the series, only this time he'll be returning to the Ultimate Fighter as a coach, and Chandler will be the opposing coach. While they may not be slugging it out in the middle of the octagon, they'll be going at it from either side of the cage, egging their fighters on toward victory. Plus, who knows, maybe that'll spark enough animosity between the two to get them back into the octagon, which would be an awesome turn of events. I'm hoping to see some drama go down, because it'll make the whole thing a lot less boring, and a lot more fun. This'll be Chandler's first time coaching on the show, and he's definitely excited about the whole thing. So you already know he's about to hit us with some unorthodox tactics. If his fighting skills are anything to learn from, then you already know the dude's gonna be an unpredictable coach. Anyway, did you hear about how Conor got stuck in the middle of controversy before agreeing to come on Tough? He brought 2 dudes onto the show with him. Dana recently hopped on an episode of the Pat McAfee show and explained how he got Conor to agree to do Tough in the first place. As it turns out, when Dana first approached the Irishman for the deal, Conor made some big demands of his own, and one of them included Dana kicking 2 fighters off the UFC roster. The catch? 2 of McGregor's boys take up the newly opened slots. Surprisingly, Dana gave in to these demands. It stirred up a bunch of controversy in the media. And don't even get me started on how pissed off the fans got. You'll be glad to know that Dana didn't just throw the 2 poor saps to the side. One of them ended up getting a UFC contract right away, and even managed to win his first fight. Anyway, Conor ended up agreeing to join Dana's crusade to bring him back into the UFC spotlight. And while his demands may seem over the top, you can't really blame him for trying to help his boys out. I mean, as annoying as he can be on the mic, there's no denying that he's one loyal son of a gun, and helps those closest to him rise up alongside him. Dana also talked about how amazing the Irishman's been to work with throughout the years. And somehow, they've never had any issues, which is kind of surprising, considering McGregor can be all business at times and switch to kill mode in an instant. Trust me, y'all are about to be blown away by the progress Conor's made. The Notorious had his fair share of slip-ups, but if there's one thing you can count on, it's that Mystic Mac is a machine when it comes to his training. Thankfully, he's been keeping us updated with everything he's been doing during his time off, and it's clear that he's morphed into a beast. He's grown in size, strength, and so much more. It's gonna be a doozy for anyone thinking of facing him in the octagon to even think about coming out with a win. Conor recently posted a video of himself doing pull-ups in the gym, and his form is on point. This tells me he's been focusing on his upper body, core, and back. Considering how the Mac was mauled by both Khabib and Dustin in his last 2 fights, I guess it makes sense that he'd want to make some gains to make sure it doesn't happen again. All these new abilities are sure to help him tack wins onto his record. And it's no secret he has some of the best striking skills in the game. The way he knocked out Jose Aldo and countless others goes to show you how lethal he can be. It also looks like the Notorious has been focusing on other areas of his skill set, which will help him destroy anyone Dana throws his way. Still, while the Irishman's made some huge gains, he's also had to face his fair share of controversy. Of course, I'm talking about the PED allegations. So far, nothing's been confirmed, but it doesn't take a genius to figure out that you don't double in size in 1 year. This ain't Super Mario, bro. Plus, that would only apply to someone who just started working out. Conor's been a pro athlete since many UFC fans were still in diapers. So for him to get those crazy gains in such a short period of time is setting off alarm bells. When he first posted pictures of his new jacked bod, he got some serious hate from his followers. People hated the fact that he was giving gym noobs a false sense of hope. One of the things that a lot of MMA analysts pointed out was that the Mac hasn't entered USADA's testing pool yet. And in case you forgot, a fighter needs to be a member of the testing pool for at least 6 months, and they need 2 negative results to be cleared to fight. With McGregor opting out of the whole thing, that pretty much sealed the deal for those calling him out for PED usage. Despite all the controversy, Conor's staying silent and hasn't addressed the issue. You'd think he'd have gone out of his way to claim natural status, but he hasn't. Coincidence? I think not. So there you have it, fight fans. From facing allegations of using PEDs to get his new dream bod, to flaunting his newly jacked body on Instagram, Conor McGregor has revealed his insane body transformation ahead of The Ultimate Fighter.